Again, it's another Monday on Romantic Propaganda. I'm film director Imani Shakur.
And I'm author Devon Hewett.
And we are broadcasting the truth and exposing the lies. It is a super fresh, the hottest, hippest podcast around, inspired by Devon's book, Romantic Propaganda, of the same name. Yep. It's inspired by his book. It's really cool. It's available everywhere. Amazon, Barnes and Noble,
Sears, Target.
Yeah, all that good stuff. Yeah, really, really cool. But anyway, this podcast is inspired by this gentleman's book. And I'm a filmmaker, and I love the subject, too. I life coach just for fun. I've been doing it since I was really young. So it was a perfect marriage. Email us at rptalktruth@gmail.com. On Twitter, it's Romantic Propaganda. Don't forget to subscribe, so you can get all the good info. It's uncut, it's raw, and we just have a lot of fun talking about relationships. Mm-hmm. There it is.
Right.
And this week, Devon, I'm going to talk about cute, sexy, beautiful, gorgeous, hot.
Say it again.
Cute, sexy, beautiful, gorgeous, hot, attractive. What's the difference?
Big differences.
And what does it all mean?
Yeah, okay.
that's my subject today. And a lady asked me to talk about this.
Okay.
She asked me, like, Imani, what's the difference between... I was like, I'm going to talk about that. Go ahead. What's yours?
Well, I'm going to cover about something that not too many people talk about, especially men don't talk about it. It's about the broken man. So my topic is going to be about the broken man, how men are broken too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And no one's talking about that. They're always talking about the broken woman and
that's a good
she's been
one,
through a lot of pain and this and that. But what about the broken man?
Yeah.
And how that affects the relationships between men and women.
That's a good one. And we're actually going to cover broken women too on a future episode. It's been on my list for months now, and we will cover it. So this is great. Broken men. So yeah, let me jump into it. As I said, I had a person that I met on Bumble ask me, what's the difference between cute, this, that, the other? Because I actually told her that she was sexy in a interesting way, on a strange way.
Okay.
And she found that interesting that I said that. So I had to explain. And she was sexy in an interesting way. You know what I mean? In a weird kind of way. Anyway, so let's break it all down. So, first of all, let's talk about a woman's face. Now, this is all about aesthetics and what we're all attracted to and how it plays into dating and what we perceive about the opposite sex. That's what this is all about. So, cute, beautiful, gorgeous, attractive, right? We're just talking about this.
Okay, just all face, okay.
Yeah. There's only two adjectives when describing a woman that relates to the entire human being, face and body. And that's sexy and that's hot. You know what I mean? And let me break it down to you guys a little further. You can find a woman that's very much overweight, but she could be cute, beautiful, gorgeous, and or attractive. And a lot of women are a combination of these. Some of them just have only one or two. Know what I mean? But you'll never find an overweight, out-of-shape woman that's sexy or hot. By my summation, how I view aesthetics, that's impossible. You know what I'm saying? But everybody on set is laughing.
Impossible.
So, it's impossible. It's impossible. Because how is a woman going to be overweight and out of shape and sexy? And sexy.
The definition of sexy, right, too. Yeah.
Out of all the adjectives, sexy is the one that's relative to having sex.
Right.
Or wanting to have sex with someone.
That's exactly what it means.
You know what I mean? So,
desirable
sex. So a woman can be sexy and beautiful, and she even can be hot and gorgeous. You know what I'm trying to say? But she can't be fat and hot or fat and sexy. That's impossible.
Yeah.
And let's go even further. A woman can be fine as hell. I didn't put fine on the list. A woman could be fine
and not sexy. I mean,
and unattractive. Because I've seen a lot of women that are fine as hell and unattractive, but yet even somewhat sexy.
I take that back. Fine.
You know what I mean?
Not attractive, yeah.
Yeah, but yet a little sexy. Now, because sexy is a thing on its own. You know what I mean? Now, you won't find a woman that's fine and unattractive that's hot. Because hot is the one thing that must encompass everything. It must encompass the aesthetics from the neck up and the aesthetics from the neck down. You know what I mean? And everyone has what they like and what turns them on the most. Now, I've met women that's, again, a combination of a couple of these, just one or just two. You know what I mean? And I have to say this, there's nothing like a sexy woman that's gorgeous, beautiful, or attractive. And she's sexy.
Kind of confused.
It's like, oh my goodness. Not only is she sexy, but she's gorgeous. You know what I'm trying to say? Or she's beautiful and sexy as hell. You know what I mean?
Right. So,
go ahead.
So what is your definition of sexy? Let's help the audience, because you say it's an encompassing thing. So what are the attributes, characteristics, right?
You know what?
Intelligence is sexy.
Yeah, I now, you know, today I'm only talking about aesthetics. If I haven't heard one word out of their mouth, I'm talking about, you know, but it can bleed into the soul and the mind and the spirit and all that. Right now, though, today on today's podcast, I'm only talking about aesthetics only.
Okay.
Physically speaking.
Okay.
And it's, you know, sexy for you may be different from, you know, Sione, may be different for me. But to me, sexy
attributes.
Yeah.
Aesthetic.
So you know, sexy is sexy for a lot of different people. It's definitely a vibe and an energy, because it's, you know, sexy is the one that's not just a face and a body. It's actually a vibe and an energy. I have a saying that I say. A woman could stand in a room naked and be sexy. You know what I mean? It's not even about what she's wearing sometimes or if her hair is done. Some women are just naturally, organically sexy. And for me, that's a nice figure, a nice ass in proportion to their height and body, curvy, you know what I mean? You know, a nice chest, you know, nice neck, pretty face. I mean, the whole thing. And she must exude a certain energy and vibe and aura that makes her sexy. Because sexy is the one on this list that you also must have the vibe and aura that I speak of. You know what I'm trying to say? Because, you know, you can like meet a woman that's hot, but not sexy. And hot doesn't have to have that vibe and aura. You could be in LA, in Santa Monica, anywhere, Venice, or out here at the wineries and go, oh, she's hot. And she could very well just be hot. But if you see another woman and you say she's sexy, I know for me, I'm talking about all of that.
I know what you mean.
The vibe, energy, the aura, and she has all that. She's sexy. And you don't see that many sexies. You know what I mean? I'll let you chime in and then I can say some more.
So I'm going to show Imani real quick. I won't show everybody. I already know what he's going to say. I want to ask him a couple of questions to clarify.
Okay.
I'm going to show him an Instagram woman that I know.
Okay.
And won't say her name. I won't show her picture, but I'll just show him.
Okay.
Now I'm scrolling here. Do you think that she is? Tell me what you think she is.
She's definitely sexy.
See her eyes?
Because I see this vibe.
You see the vibe, right?
She's sexy.
Okay.
I would say she's sexy and beautiful, definitely hot.
Okay, definitely hot. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
She's got that
sexy.
vibe.
Yep.
Okay.
Sexy for sure.
Now, I'm gonna tell him this. This same woman that he thinks is sexy and hot.
This one isn't that good. That I'm only judging off pictures again. I have to see her in person.
But then, you know, he said she's sexy, she's hot, right?
Yeah.
Now, let me say this. On her profile, on her stories, she's always posting about how bitter and angry she is about men, and
that ain't sexy.
All men are players, and I'm happy being single.
Interesting.
And, you know, forget my haters, and, you know, if he doesn't pay for the first meal, he ain't a real man. Now, is she attractive?
No. Not acting like that. She doesn't have an attractive attitude. We're talking about aesthetics only.
Aesthetics, right?
Yeah.
So that's
how do you know? Do you know in person?
Yeah, I know her personally.
Okay.
We talk.
Okay.
You know, we were going.
She's fly.
She is fly. She's early 40s, probably 41.
You can pass that on to me, brother.
I'll see what I can do. I can see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. I can see what I can do. And she lives out there in the Valley area.
Yeah.
And
that's around my age.
But see, as I started to speak about her quality,
yeah, that's why I said I'm talking aesthetics only.
But unfortunately, women think the aesthetics is all that matters. So now we see why she's 42, that attractive, but ain't got no man.
Yeah.
Or no man is going to want to settle with her.
Right.
And so she's convincing herself it's her choice.
Right.
And it's really all a man has to do is sit down with her for 5 minutes, and although she's pretty or attractive, she's no longer sexy. She's no longer attractive. You know, and women, you got to adjust yourselves, because that's your aesthetically, it's not enough.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother. We're just talking about physically.
Yeah, we're just talking about physically.
And at least for me, I would use Cardi B as an example. Because I can't stand her. Contrast, he likes her.
Cardi's okay. I wouldn't say. I mean, I don't know her personally, but
I don't know her personally.
Go ahead, then I'll say.
But given what I know about her platform and how she chooses to use her platform, now let's look at her appearance. Is she sexy?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think Cardi is dolled up, fine, attractive. Dolled up though. It's not her. It's not even organic.
It's not organic.
If you see her with no makeup and stuff
ain't
on,
like
she's like an average chick.
Yeah.
Holly is naturally beautiful.
Right.
And sexy. Yeah.
And classy.
And
all throws it in there.
Yeah, it all throws it in
there. But when
there.
Cardi B speaks about, like, this and that, I'm like, nah. Because it reflects what I'm not attracted to.
Not my type of woman.
Yeah. So
shout out to Cardi though.
Yeah, she won.
I'm more in the industry than Devon.
Yeah, he knows them and all that.
I'm sure me and Cardi are some of the same people, but shout out to Cardi. But
she won a Grammy.
Yeah, we're just talking about the podcast.
This and that. I don't approve, but when it comes to
I feel you on that. What you're saying is absolutely true. It's true.
So when it comes to attractiveness, it depends on the man too. A man that's more into the books is going to be attracted to a woman that is into the books.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A man that's more just settles for looks, he's going to be attracted to a woman that's just for the looks. And a lot of it has to do with a men's mentality. Some men just, oh man, she got a big butt. That's all he needs.
Yeah, some men don't like that.
And she's got everything.
She's got like that. That's so
sexually attractive. He'll have her babies.
Yeah.
Regret it later.
Yeah.
But there is a difference.
You know what I want to say real quick? There's a few people that we know. I won't name them that we're friends with here in Wine Country. And man, Devon, if they just lost some weight, they'll be bad as a mug.
A woman,
a couple of women that we know. Man, I'm like, just eat right and work out. I won't name them, and I'm sure my friends Crispy and Mark and everybody knows who I'm talking about. But if they just, I'm talking this one I'm thinking in particular, she's gorgeous. Gorgeous, but overweight and out of shape.
Because that reflects
and a great person too. And if she just lost some weight and got her body, man, this woman would be unstoppable.
So there's
seriously, the thing just trips me out, and she's beautiful.
So if a man calls you cute,
she's just overweight. Yeah.
He's not interested in you. If he
Not
calls
necessarily. There's a lot of women that I think are cute that I'd like in the past.
You date,
yeah. But they weren't just cute. They were cute and fine as a mug.
But see, they gotta be fine.
Yeah, of course. No, just cute. No, probably not just cute.
When a man says, "Oh, she's cute," what is it about? What does he mean?
Right.
It's just a word he's throwing out there because he doesn't want to make her feel bad. But
some girls are really cute but fine though.
Yeah, but then but see, we gotta change. See, a lot of women don't think different types of men because that's your truth, brother, and that's my truth.
Right.
Not all men share the same truth.
Right.
And women think all men share the same truth, meaning women think that men only want what's on the outside, and that's enough.
Right.
Because a man can say, she's fine. Oh, she is fine. But am I attracted to her? No.
No.
Because what she says comes out of
something else
who her friends are.
Right.
Yep. A lot of men don't settle for just fine or big butt or big boobs and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice, but for a man to take you home and romance you and give you all the things you want, you gotta be encompassing it all. You gotta reflect it all. You know?
It's true.
I don't think a woman that talks like Cardi B is sexy.
Nah,
I'm not attracted to women with who dyes their hair bright red. I just don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that kind of stuff either.
I don't like women with long nails that are like this long.
I wouldn't do that either.
Because in my case,
like that.
all that reflects a lifestyle that I was surrounded in that I was never attracted to. So it's like when I meet a woman and she has that, it kind of distracts from what I'm really looking for.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Yeah,
I can't get past that kind of stuff, and that goes into the fake lips now that everyone's doing because of the Kardashians and stuff and the boobs. And I don't want to blame the Kardashians, but I keep hearing more times than not. I think you even mentioned this on your gram recently, and KK even
talk about that.
and KK even confirmed. She said, Imani, before them, everyone in Colombia wasn't. She said, now if you go to Colombia, everybody's doing fake boobs, fake lips, because they were influenced by the Kardashians.
That's what I'm saying. And so
it's
when
crazy.
those women do that to their bodies, at least for me,
that's not attractive, cute, or sexy, and none of that.
Because it's not original.
We don't like it.
She's trying to be what she's not.
Be original.
And that's insecurity. You know what I mean? You're just a normal person trying to look like a Kardashian.
Yeah.
When the Kardashians look like that because that's their market.
Yeah, and they didn't even have to do that. I mean, I've known them for decades before they got famous. I mean, I've taken Scott to Compton before, and I mean, I can go on and on and on and on. You know, I know Chloe particularly well. I won't say anything, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, so I've known them for a long time, and I actually like the way they looked before they started doing all this crap.
Right.
You know, they didn't need to put fake butt and lips and this and that. And look at Kylie. She's look how young she is, and she has everything done. And
so how can you find that attractive when it's not real?
I don't find that attractive at all. It needs to be real for me.
It kind of psychs me out. If I was to touch her this and that and it's fake, it's like
it needs to be real for me.
I get distracted from that. You know. So there is a difference between sex, cute, beautiful.
Oh, there's a huge difference.
Women need to learn the difference. And just because you're beautiful doesn't mean you're the whole package.
Exactly.
And just because you're sexy doesn't make you the whole package.
Yeah, doesn't mean you're the whole package either.
And you'll be the package for the wrong man.
Right.
You'll be the perfect package for the wrong man.
Right.
But instead of growing your breast, try to grow your mind.
Yeah, that's
grow your articulation.
Yep.
How you carry yourself.
That's a good one. Can you repeat that one more time?
Before you grow your breast, try to grow your mind.
Exactly.
How you speak. I'm attracted to women that walk and talk as if they're being interviewed all the time.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting.
When you go on an interview, you speak in a certain way because you want to show respect for what job you're trying to land.
Yeah.
So the way a woman speaks is a great, great, great way to look into her heart.
Right.
What she posts on Instagram, she's half naked.
Yep.
Or pictures of her family.
Yeah.
Her pets. I've seen some women with very attractive bodies, very beautiful very beautiful essences, and they post the most honorable, respectable pictures.
Yeah.
And you can tell they have a nice body.
You can tell they have a nice body. They don't even have to show it like that.
Right. And it reveals something about them that makes them sexier than Chloe.
Right.
Or not Chloe, Kylie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think Kendall is the only one that's the
genuine.
most organic, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Her and Courtney.
Yeah, they just
grow
keep
it real. Yeah, they just keep it real.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I really like.
Right.
Aesthetically out of that clan. Anyway, we're gonna move on. We good?
Yeah,
we're gonna move on to Devon's topic because we just want to make sure we keep the time.
So real quick, we're gonna talk about the broken man. We're living in a world where it's always about the broken woman, and she's hurt, she's damaged, she's in pain, she's on this journey, she hits bumps in the road, but we men gotta respect that. But there's no one talking about broken men.
Yeah.
And men are just as broken on the same scale as women are. Only difference is no one's talking about it. So that's why I'm here. Men are broken too. And what that means is, as women have daddy issues, men have mommy issues.
Yep.
Women like to say that, he's a player, he's a womanizer, but the source of all that is a man that seems to bounce from women to women. It's the same reason why our women bounce from man to man, is that there's a lot of men looking for that nurturing aspect from a mother that he never got as a child. And I'll say that for myself speaking. I grew up, my mother was never nurturing. I never been hugged, kissed, tucked in goodnight, read bedtime stories. If I broke my leg, I was on my own. I mean, she wouldn't, bandage me up. And as I got older, I began to realize why I got into poetry. Because it developed in me a passionate character. I was always looking for something that was warm, nurturing, and romantic. And that's just who I became. And that's why I've always appealed to being the passionate side of women. And unfortunately, when that happens to some men, when it's not kept in check, men go out and I gotta have as much women under my belt as much as I can. And inadvertently, that's causing men to become players. And so men will go out and try to sleep with as many women as he can. When really, I think a man that has great foundation with his mother and is showed the right way from his mother, the idea of having so many women in his life would be kind of get away from me. Broken men, we men are made to be successful. It's in our DNA to achieve, to work hard. But when men experience defeat and failure and rejection, that eats us up inside. It can cause us to feel like we have no value. And so men are broken in a way in which we don't feel complete unless we reach a goal or achieve at something. And if a man isn't doing that, he feels like he needs to achieve it by finding validation in women. When men try to sleep around with a bunch of women, it's often when men are trying to seek validation, like solidifying his value. If I have this many women in my life, that means I'm cool, or I got it going on, and that's why it's become a stereotype that men can be players and it's cool.
I totally see that, yeah.
But the root of it lies with women, and so the fact that there's so many men out there that's doing this shows that there's so many women out there that are failing as mothers, so to speak, by not instilling into one man that one woman is all you need. A lot of women have been through a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, and they pass that on to their sons. There are men that are abused by women. There are men that are sexually abused, mentally abused, physically abused, whatever, and that messes them up. But they're raised in a society that says you can't talk about it. So the man grows up not knowing or not registering the reasons why he's acting this way. And so a lot of men, I'll say, have been victimized by women, made feel inferior by women in school or at work, made them feel they're not good enough, and in turn, that makes some men angry and upset. And when they get to a point where they can get a woman, maybe they've gotten into shape, but they were teased because they were fat, or maybe they got money, but they were teased before that they were poor. When they're at a status now where they can get women, and now they're in control, it's almost like a revenge factor. It's like, okay, you know what? I remember when women denied me.
Right. So then you want to deny the women.
I'm going to flip and abuse them and get what I can out of them.
Right.
And that's what it is. It's not okay. But there's a lot of men that are, they've been hurt too. They've been broken too. They've been abused too. They've been betrayed too. And I think the more women understand that men are just like them, meaning they want the same thing that a woman wants, it'll help women understand that a broken man may need time to heal, and it's okay for him to be broken, just like it's okay for a woman to be broken, but as long as they don't use it as an excuse. And I think women should tear more into a man's background about his mother and his sisters and his successful with his failures in relationships in the past to get an idea of how she can help him. Men have been cheated on by their wives. They've lost their homes. They've lost their jobs.
Yeah, good men too.
Good men.
And it caused trauma for them.
Yeah, I know a guy that has PTSD because he told me this one story real quick. He'll go to a grocery store and he'll look at a turkey. Mm-hmm. And it'll flash back to the point where in his early 20s, he and his girlfriend couldn't afford an expensive Thanksgiving dinner, so they got a turkey at a cheap market and they had Thanksgiving together. 20 years later, she cheated on him as his wife, and every time he sees a turkey, it psychs him out because it takes him back to that point where she was his everything.
That's interesting, yeah.
You know? And so he'll get these episodes, but hey, he's a man. So he can say, hey, stop crying. Stop being a bitch.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about that. He's not allowed to feel.
Yeah.
And so we have to let men be able to feel.
Man.
And men need to feel because that's who we are. Men are passionate and emotional creatures just like women are.
Yep.
And so once we settle the truth that men are broken just as much as women are broken, we can help solve the issue. And that's the issue of women not having trust, men not having trust, women betraying and lying, and men betraying and lying. And I'll let Imani say something.
No, yeah, it's true. I mean, all those are good points, man. It's funny you talked about those guys being traumatized and stuff by what they were going through in their relationship. I remember we did Girlfriends More Faithful Than Wives, and as I think back to some of those wives that I'd been dealing with who were either coming out of a marriage, this, that, and the other, and a lot of their guys some of their guys were really good men, man, who was really traumatized by the fact that this woman was actually leaving them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying those men are broken in the same way like what you're saying. I think, but it kind of plays into the whole, the same thing. I think more what you're saying is broken, in a more deep-rooted sense from childhood and stuff like that, and how that evolves and like becomes a part of your life as you become a young man and start dating and seeking attention from the opposite sex and how to treat them and stuff like that. It definitely plays into how you would treat a woman and your perception of the woman and stuff like that. And as you're talking, I was, it made me look at myself and say, like, am I broken in any ways? And in what, you know what I mean? It made me want to look at myself, man. That's interesting. And, my mother, when I was, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, and I left Trinidad when I was 5, and my mom was gone for, I think, 6 or 7 years, and then we reunited when I was 11 or 12. But, a child's personality is developed by age 7, so it almost got to that point. So I think because it almost went, it was just 2 years to go, it wasn't as bad. I mean, I can say that it did affect me a little bit. I mean, my mom, we've talked about it and stuff like that, but I can't really say that it caused me to have any negative perceptions or anything like that as it pertains to relationships with women today. Thank God, you know what I mean? As I sit and think about it, but I do know guys that are broken in a sense. We both know someone that's like that. You know what I mean? Because of their mom missing and stuff like that, or leaving from a very young age. And I kind of can see how it's affected him and how he handles women to this day. And a lot of people don't know that, if you don't get counseling for this stuff, man, therapy for this stuff, this stuff doesn't just go away.
Yeah. People
think that this stuff magically just goes away as you grow up and get older, but it actually doesn't. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm trying to say? You really got to get out there, and I don't think there's any time limit on it as well, whether you're 20-something, 40-something, or 50-something. If there's issues there and you feel as if you've been affected by some of what we're saying, guys, go out there and get some help, and especially in the African-American race, the black and brown race. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Charlemagne, he came out with that book, Shook Ones, and he talks about anxiety and getting counseling and stuff. And it's not, it doesn't seem to be popular within the black and brown community, to get counseling. It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to thank him for like bringing that to light and, you know, putting it on the in the forefront, because I think it is important and something that we should take seriously. Getting out there, getting some counseling if you're feeling like that, and I don't think the age matters. Mm-hmm. The minute you realize it or come to that realization, go out there and get some counseling. I think it's important, and I think it'll help big time. And it only makes for better experiences for you, you know, as a man, if you're out there wanting and, you know, and interacting with the opposite sex and having good relationships. It'll only make those relationships just that much better if you're living your real truth and having some of those issues addressed. You know what I mean? And I'm glad you brought it up, because a lot more times than not, especially with this subject, it's kind of like Father's Day. It's like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or Father's Day, all we get is a phone call.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right, because there's a lot of single fathers out there, too.
Yeah, and with this subject, I think brokenness, I think it's the same thing. Men are just kind of shoved to the side.
Yeah.
You know, you're a man.
Yeah.
You can handle it.
Yeah.
Your mom left when you were 2, but so what?
Yeah.
Snap out of it.
Yeah, snap out of it.
But if it's a woman, it's she's broken. That's why I sold the so-and-so. And it's just looked at in a different light.
Right.
So, you know, I definitely want to thank you for, like, bringing this up. Because, like I said, it made me think. Because I've never even thought about it, even though I know that I have friends that are broken and, you know, certain things happened with me when I was younger and stuff like that. But, you know what I'm saying? Unless you put attention on it, like you did today on the podcast, you don't think about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of just shoved aside.
Because then you have that guy that was rejected by his mother.
Right.
Then he's rejected by women.
Right.
And then it's like, well, who wants me?
Yeah.
And that's real.
And he's talking to his mom, but talking to the women. He's talking to the women thinking he's talking to them, but he's really talking to his mom.
Right.
That was never handled.
Right.
The issue with her. You know what I mean?
Right. So he's looking for that nurturingness, that nurture, and it put, like our friend was.
It's true, man.
They'll settle for less.
Yeah. Yep.
And
they'll put up with BS.
They have nothing else to compare it to.
Yep.
You know, and I remember.
That's very true.
I knew a guy that was heavy set, and women would gut check him, and then they would deny him. But then when he lost weight, then the women came. Then it may make that type of a person be like, you know what? It's all games. You know, They don't really care about me, and that could make a man feel.
That kind of happened to me, like we talked about in one episode. But it didn't. I didn't respond like that. Thing.
Oh yeah,
I could have.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So a lot of this. Well, why is it every man that all men want is sex and men can't be trusted? And there's a root to that.
Yeah, you're saying some of the men are broken. Not all of them are influenced by their peers or social media or what they see on TV or just following trends of being a quote-unquote dog. Right. Some of those men are actually broken and it's never addressed.
Broken, right. And so like you said, in the black and brown community, our community is raised just, we gotta make it, be strong, stop crying.
Not popular, yeah. A lot of them don't have the finances either.
Exactly.
And it's not popular for us to go get counseling.
Right, just suck it up and you know, I brought you in this world, I can take you out, obey my rules in the house.
Yeah.
and so that's why in the music industry, they'll talk about getting as many women as they want, as they can, that they're a tough guy on the street, but it's not addressed.
Yeah, it's not cool. I mean, how many times have you walked on the block when you were coming up and the homie said, "Yeah, dog, just finished that counseling. What's poppin'? We're hitting some big
you too, huh?
You know what I'm saying?
You taking mood stabilizer too?
Yeah, it just don't happen.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
They're like, what mental you on, man?
Right.
Nah, I ain't on that.
It's not popular. You know what I'm saying? It's just not the thing we talk about, that we focus on. Right. And it needs to be. And again, I'm glad Charlamagne brought that up. I'm glad you just brought it up. I'm glad we're bringing it up. We need to make it okay. We need to make it popular. We do need to show up at the wineries with our friends. Hey, man, I just saw my therapist, bro. We went through some stuff. It was dope. Let's have some wine.
Yeah, what happened?
You know what I'm saying? It needs to be okay. Because if it never gets okay, you know, you and others will never get properly fixed and taken care of. But it needs to be okay. And we need to like stop, you know, shunning it and not wanting to talk about it. And it's a healthy thing, and it needs to be a part of our lives. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's true. No one talks about it like that.
Yeah, they don't.
You know what I mean? So, you know, a lot of But yeah, a lot of men out there are broken, man. It's true. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's really what it is. And men too, when your homie is sad, talk to him. You know, what happened?
Yeah.
Don't be like, man, you'll be okay.
I agree.
Stick it out. You'll be all right. She's just one woman.
Yep.
You'll find someone else.
Yep.
What if she wasn't just one woman? What if to him, he was his grandmother, mother, aunt, and sister all in one, and he lost it, and
yeah, it's true.
So men,
it's funny you say that because our boy Georgie Porgy, you will know, Georgie, him and his girl just recently broke up, and he, we met him out at the wineries last week, and he wanted to talk about it, and he was sharing the stories with us. So I'm agreeing with you, like, yeah. You go through something, let's talk about it. Let's meet up and have a glass and talk about it. Like, air it out, get it out, spill it out on the table, put it all on the table, get it out of your system. I think it's healthy.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to be calling you if I go through something.
Well, you can't call me that. I'm just kidding.
Like, D, man, I'm telling you what she did.
Yeah. What happened? What happened? Talk to me.
You know what I mean? Because to me, it goes further than just being broken. Even in present tense, as we go through traumatic experiences, whether it be a relationship you have with someone or something, it still, again, should be something we can bring up and talk about and be able to air out and stuff like that. We're not just some solid, ironclad rocks that could just take all that.
Yeah.
Everything is okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's okay to call your boy and be like, yo, dog, this is what happened, man. Can we talk? Are you free tonight? Can we get together and grab a bite? I want to just put it out on the table, and men, we got to be there for each other for this.
Right.
Very, very important. You know what I mean?
Right. So women, just to wrap it up, in order to save relationships, for the next woman and yourself, it starts with you trying to understand the man, and first understand that he could be broken, and by understanding that and accepting that, it'll help you have a clearer vision as to where you want to go with this guy, and how you can get him help and where he wants to go. Because
that's a really good point.
The man that broke your heart or cheated on your left may have been broken, and it can be avoided when it's addressed. That's all.
That's a really, really good point. Yeah. So women, have some insight to piggyback on what he just said. Try and have a little insight and not always just go to the negative. See if what Devon is saying is right.
Right.
And have a little more patience and try to aid in that correcting of those issues and stuff the guy had. So cool, man. That was a good one. That's it for today. We're gonna keep broadcasting the truth and exposing the lies. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Don't forget to subscribe so you can continue to get all this very cool introspective information on relationships. It's Romantic Propaganda, y'all. The hottest, hippest, most introspective podcast on the planet. We'll see you guys next Monday.
See you next week,
Peace.
guys. Thank you.